Hey. Yo. Pretty sure I enabled auto captions for this one. Hopefully you guys are doing alright. Yeah? We got 12 songs today, you see. 12 songs. We got Romeo Shang, Alvin Kuo, Xin Yi Da, Tom Liu. Welcome. I don't know how many people are going to come to this because I didn't schedule it. Yeah, but I'm here. I remember mentioning that we were going to do Faye Wong album this month. And so now we are. We are here. So welcome to this live stream. Today we are going to be reviewing all 12 of these songs. We've got The Last Blossom, The Moon at That Moment, Once in a Blue Moon, Hypnosis, Only Love Strangers, 100 Years of Solitude, Butterfly, An Ephemeral Cloud, After the Beep, Overthrown, Spectacular, Keeping Guard Over the Field, and Postman. So yeah, we're just going to go through this, listen through it from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. And yeah, hopefully people have a chill time. Hopefully as well, people can see the subtitles now. I've kept the title up there, so people see. Have you? Damn. Oh no, are there lyrics for this? I wonder if there's lyrics for this album on Spotify. I might just do a quick search. I'll go here. Is it a... I'm kind of 50-50 about doing the lyrics anyways, because like the lyrics always take like longer. And I sometimes don't get the hang of the lyrics, but I'm kind of keen as well for people like to tell me what the songs are about. For me, like, because it like the literal, authentic, genuine experience I have with these songs is not knowing what the person is saying, and I'm totally fine with it, you know. I make an exception with Jay Chow, I think, because Jay Chow actually actively encourages people to do this. So Faye Wong album translation thing. Yeah. Can I... What is this album called? It's called Lovers and Strangers, right? Yeah. I don't know, man. Nah, it's okay. Look. It's okay. Yeah, because I don't want to go and find lyrics for half the songs and then not find the rest. Yeah. So just in case people were wondering, don't worry, we will... It will be fine. Okay? Most importantly, we're here now. We've got the album. We're going to listen through it from start till finish. Sup, Shijia? How you doing? Yeah. It's all good. While I remember, yeah, the SP Patreon videos will be done before the end of the month. I know I'm a bit behind on those. They will. I've literally got it up on my whiteboard. I finished one today for Wen Hao, so her one's done. Or their one's done. And we'll just continue to get through them daily, I think. You know, if I get through an SP Patreon video daily, we'll be sorted. Yeah. People seem to like the Jay Chow videos that we did. Even if people can just tell me what they think the songs are about, that'd be dope. Because then people can just share their thoughts. It's all chill. I think the fact of the matter will be that I think maybe if like just for these types of album reviews, it's not that I don't care, because I do, but especially if I can't find the lyrics for half the songs, it doesn't really seem like there's point in me doing those halves. Yeah, then you can just tell me what it's about. You can just tell me what it's about. Honestly, like, again, I can I be like honest? Like, can I be honest? Like, I don't really like listen to I'm gonna say something controversial here. It's been a really long time since I enjoyed music because of the lyrics. It's been a really long time since I've enjoyed music because of the story that's been told. What I like about music is how it makes me feel. You know? Oh, okay. So basically, 3 are duplicates? Okay. That's totally fine. That's totally fine. Yeah, like, honestly, like, it'll be chill. Look, it will be fine. We will get through this. It'll be great. Yeah, just tell me what it's about. Because at the end of the day, we can't assume that if I'm going to continue doing these album reviews that there are going to be English translations for every single one of them. And for me personally, the enjoyment I get, yeah. True lyrics these days tend to be simplistic. Gone are the days of Bob Dylan, the songwriter of 20%. Yeah, and again, don't get me wrong. It's not that I don't care about the lyrics at all. I appreciate the effort people put into them. It's just like, I enjoy the music regardless. Does that make sense? So we're going to start with the first track here, The Last Blossom. And we're going to listen through each of these tracks from start till finish. We're going to hear what we think. Let's go. Let's do it. Yeah, sure, guys. Just honestly, just talk. Just talk in the chat. It's cool. Just have fun, man. Like, this is just chill. We're just gonna listen through this album today. Yeah, stories are fine. It's kind of interesting with the way that's been mixed and mastered. I'm not sure if I like the sound of some of those distorted parts, and the strings are kind of resonant. But I like the flurry there with those legato parts. They're kind of dope. Oh, damn, she's going right for that. It's weird. There's got like some loudspeakerish kind of stuff. Oh no, you got a ticket for Imagine Dragon? You thought it would be Tuesday, but oh no, Tom, I am genuinely sorry to hear that, man. Ifs in the chat. Ifs in the chat for Tom. Everyone, that sucks. Sorry to hear that, bud. Hopefully you can find some way to make... I don't know what you can do in this situation, actually. Just sucks. Wow. You paid $400 for that? Holy crap, dude. That's a lot of money. I feel really bad for you, man. That's rough. Yeah, dude, that's brutal. Huge if. Yeah, huge if. Thanks. Thanks, Ritters. Thanks for putting ifs in the chat. Big if. There we go. I joined in. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough, man. What? Oh, that's ridiculous. First of all, it's a really ballsy move for Faye Wong to put some distorted speed like vocals right at the start of an album with a track when people maybe there is their first impression. But I also like how unique of a take that is. I like the choice there. Actually, I have a lot of respect for that. You know, it makes you pay attention to it when the vocals aren't crystal clear. And Eagles being twice the price of Imagine Dragons, man, that's just ridiculous. Oh, that production is solid, man. The strings go down, man. The plucks and staccatos, they're kind of dope. I like the range in here in terms of the textures and colorations. And yeah, tickets do go up with inflation, I agree, Alvin. For better or worse, right? At least they're not doing that Bruce Springsteen stuff where they charge like $6,700 like that for a ticket. It's ridiculous, man. Literally ridiculous. What I like about what Faye Wong is doing in this song is that she's lifting herself up in the second half of these choruses. It proves to elevate the overall feel of it, and it's a great way of splitting it in half and making the second half just as meaningful and interesting as the first. We've got a similar motif throughout. It's a very different oral aesthetic to what we had going on with Zhang Yuxing or Jay Chou or David Tao. Faye Wong is her own woman, her own musician. I'm loving this complexity in the string arrangement though. Adds a huge amount of tension to it. Yeah, so I think that YouTube stops people from posting links because sometimes bad people post links to bad websites and chats. Yeah, so I think that's the way they do it. I think YouTube stops people from posting URLs to prevent people from sort of getting sent away to bad websites, if that makes sense. It's not super helpful, but it's what it is, you know? You know what? We're going to play a fun game, okay? I think this will be a fun game. Why don't I, as a compromise, right, to the not having the lyrics, why don't I listen to the song and see how it relates to this title of the track? I think that's a good way of doing it. That makes me very happy, Alvin, because anything that encourages experimentation and diversity should be appreciated and encouraged. If musical sounds the same, it's inherently boring, you know? It's a very long song. English title for this track is Last Blossom. Okay, so I'm going to have a go at figuring it out, and you guys can let me know if I'm right, okay? Thank you, Alvin. Okay, so my take on Last Blossom is that this is about a woman wondering if this is the last time that she'll be attractive or something like that. Wondering whether her life is over, counting down the days, wondering if she's like kind of, you know, like whether she's past her sell-by date. To clarify it, I don't think Faye Wong is. Faye Wong is an absolute, like she may as well be a model. You know, she's absolutely gorgeous. But that's the drama and the tension. Sup, Blue Dinner Box. The drama and the tension indicate to me that this is what that is about. That it's about someone kind of with the loudspeaker calling out, trying to find the answer. That's my take on it. Very dramatic, elegant song with a lot of interesting components. I'm not necessarily sure if I enjoyed the length of it, because I think we had that one main theme that was continued. Oh, right, okay. Good idea. So, okay, we wanna at least do one album per artist that we've done a top 5 Spotify on. 2, we wanna choose their most influential album. 3, it may also be an album that I personally want to review. Those are the 3 criteria I can think of off the top of my head, Shinyida. The good news is, and I think I've spoken about this, if I go to Google Docs, actually I'll do it off page in case there's any weird stuff. Just a moment of cognizance there. Album reviews. So here, if we go here, you can see that we've got all these albums that we want to do, right? So if we go and zoom in a bit, that's not working, is it? Fit. That's really annoying. So we've got Faye. Hang on, 200. No, that's not working at all. So we've got Faye Wong, who we're doing today. We've got Michael Jackson, Eason Chan, Khalil Fong, Zhou. We've done Zhang Yuxing, actually. So we probably won't do Zhang Yuxing again this year. I think just because we did an album of his this year. Obviously, you know, we probably won't be doing another one of David Towers this year, primarily because we've done it this year. But, you know, there's, yeah. Andres. There we go. Can I do this? Will it let me do it? Thanks for your donation. Wait, hang on. I should put that here. I've just realized that's a really dumb place to do it. Here, put that there. There we go. That'll probably be better. Thank you for the donation, Andreas. I really appreciate it. Much appreciated, my dude. Yeah. Thank you, Alvin. I appreciate that. My take is it examines how people need an idol leader to worship, and the hysteria surrounding them is not worth it. Tom Lu, we can do Mayday in September. Lee Hom too. Yeah, so we'll probably do Lee Hom and Mayday. We'll do those in September. Yeah. Now don't worry, guys. If I just got paid $50,000, I'd still be doing this, but I'd have to also be checking my taxes. You know. I live in New Zealand, so basically, if I got paid $50,000, I'd need to give $14,000 of that to the IRD, and the IRD would be very keen to get that money. So, you know, it'll be a blessing and a curse, man, to get a donation like that. But thank you to Andres for that donation. I appreciate it genuinely. Let's just continue, though. We've got that moon at that moment, once in a blue moon. Let's continue. Oh, this is very different to the first, isn't it? Yeah, inflation, man. Inflation, dude. Oh, too small for them all. Thank you very much for that. See, this is good. We're doing it. We're making it work, guys. This is cool. Thank you. Thank you for your views on it. I'm kind of wondering if this is a better way of doing it, to be honest. And yeah, in New Zealand, overseas tax and income tax in New Zealand is 28%, and income tax is 28%. So there's this issue with double taxing where like you get taxed on overseas income and I'm still figuring that out, which is why I'm going to need to talk to my accountant about it. Yeah, New Zealand's a good place to retire, you know. We've got Hobbiton and we've got sheep. Okay, what's this song like? I'm gonna give that a like. Do I love it though? Don't know if I love that song, but I liked it. Alright, and Andreas, you left a "how's it going" sticker. I totally ignored it. Thank you, Andreas. I'm doing well. How are you doing today? I'm glad to be doing this. I like her very sort of soft, vulnerable, sultry vocals just as much as her loudspeaker distortion ones. Yeah, I'd recommend coming to New Zealand. It's just, we're going through some stuff at the moment, just like most other countries. Like, it's very expensive to live here at the moment. Houses are way overpriced. So maybe, good to know, Andreas. Genuinely. Oh, those strings are absolutely sumptuous. Oh, nice work with those double tracks. I can't believe we're already through this song. I'm in love with this track. It's so peaceful and gentle and beautiful. I'm not sure why this has come after the first, whether this is a sort of similar situation to what we have with Jay Chou's albums, where there's lots of different... Ooh. Okay. I love the flutters with the flamenco guitar. Absolutely. Great solo work on that lead there. Great alternative to the voice. Yeah, no, this is absolutely dreamlike. I'm loving it to pieces. Yeah, there are a lot of rich people who are trying to come to New Zealand, and I think it's because there's a lot of land. But the land is only really accessible if you're really rich, because a lot of it is like farmland and it's private land, and they can get massive huge properties with lots of acres just to build big houses on and do nothing else with. So that's basically the situation here, you know. Ironically, it's less expensive than it would be in a city because kids are going to the cities to work, where the work is, and then rich people who already have made their money can come to town, come to the countryside and build their big-ass houses. The contrast between song tracks prominent here. There is a chunk of ballads in the second half. Thank you, Alvin. And yeah, there are a lot of Chinese people in my community. I recognize the language now, so I also get people who notice my Billy Lego stuff I've still got around the place, because I appreciated Billy sending me the Lego stuff. And they're like, "Oh, Billy," and I'm like, "Yeah, no, I got that from Billy." Did you have a Billy channel? And don't worry, I'm not going on a rant. Don't worry, but yeah, it's cool. Yeah, there is a community here, and people seem pretty happy. And I teach musicians of lots of different ethnicities. Lots of different people in Christchurch. So it's kind of constant with this theme here. That's cool. It's a really frenetic guitar line, but the way it's mixed and glued in the arrangement, it's silky smooth. You know what I mean? You're welcome. Honestly, guys, if you have questions about New Zealand, feel free to ask. You know, obviously, I'm not going to tell you where I live. But yeah, Retire in Bali, guys, I'd really recommend. Oh, I love this. This is probably my favorite track out of the two so far, I think. Her voice suits the strings and the guitars as well so neatly. It's such a sweet little piece. And at just under 4-minute mark, it kind of fits more into the 2 to 4 minute kind of length that a lot of people are used to nowadays. Yeah, I would recommend retiring in Bali too. It's a lot cheaper than New Zealand, but at the same time, my understanding is that some stuff's gone down in Bali. How is Bali doing? Does anyone know how they're doing? Because I heard some like crazy stuff was going down there, like some military stuff or something like that. I may be mistaken about that. I could be wrong about that, and if I am, please let me know. But yeah, so this track was called That Moon at That Moment Once in a Blue Moon. I can imagine like the song being played in the moonlight. I can understand that. Now that I think about it, it kind of the fluttering of the strings kind of makes me think of the water. Like a sort of like a chilled out. You know, you got a bottle of booze on you, and you're just sitting there watching the stars, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's okay. It's okay. If people... If... Band. They're really cool. Yeah, okay. So we'll add Amazing Show to the top 5 Spotify for September. Where was that? Lihom, Mayday, and Amazing Show. Alright, so at the moment, these guys look like they're gonna be the big boys for September. Lihom, Wang, Mayday, and Amazing Show. They look like the 3. Actually, no, we're doing 2, aren't we? Because we're doing 2 album reviews. How many weeks do we have in how many weeks do we have in September? 1. No, we have 5. We have 5, but then we typically do 2 albums. Well, no, we'll do 2 albums and then 3 top 5 Spotifys. Oh, okay, that's good. I'm glad to hear that, Andreas. That's fantastic. Yeah, okay, that's cool, Alvin. I appreciate that, man. Thank you for clarifying that to me. And Andreas, I'm glad to know that things are well. I'm assuming that Bali will be doing much better once the tourism stuff improves, you know. But yeah, that's my feeling about that second track. We got number 3 now. Hypnosis. Again, very different. Very different track, but not necessarily a bad thing, right? Oh, I nearly knocked over my coffee. That would have been bad. You know that feeling where you nearly knock something over and like your soul leaves your body for a moment and then it comes back and you're like, oh, it didn't happen. It's kind of funky with the 90s synths and the bass and panning of the instruments and stuff like that. But her voice really is the thing that brings it together, isn't it? Dope, man. That's cool. Yeah, we can do more. Oh, just a heads up, guys. I think Hikaru Utada's stuff is what can get the live streams banned. What I mean by that is I think I saw the Hikaru Utada song get blocked by the top 5 Spotify thing. No, the fan requests. Though I could be wrong. But just a heads up, okay? Mid-Autumn Festival is coming up. What's a mid-autumn festival? What is a mid-autumn festival? Should we? What is that? I'm scared to commit. Oh, people really like this song, don't they? Yeah, we can do more utada on fan requests for sure. You know, it's all good. It's all good. Whoa, wait, what's a mooncake? What's a mooncake? We gotta search this up. Mooncake. Oh my goodness, it looks delicious. They look delicious. They look amazing. Oh, dude, I want a mooncake. Wow. Wow, they look delicious. I think Billy sent me some last year. I might have to bake my own this time. I don't think Billy is sending me more sweets. Put it that way. Oh no. What's a fruit durian? What's a fruit durian? You guys are giving me all these options about stuff I've never tried before. But I'm always down to eat stuff, so maybe I can make mooncakes and we can like have a mooncake eating day or something like that. Although I'm not committing to it because I would need to plan that out first. Wait, is that the spiky fruit? Like what? I'm curious about this. I know this is probably irritating people who are like, oh, you don't review seriously enough. Durian mooncake. Oh, they're the spiky things. Oh, damn, man. Okay, screw it, man. I'm down for that. I'm down for some mooncake. Thank you to everyone for helping me figure it out. I love the tone of the bass guitar in this track alongside those clean steel strings. She's following it really well. There's interesting chord progressions and little swizzles on the synth parts for a nice break. A very smelly fruit. Who thought, right? Who thought that the smelly fruit should be eaten? How do you do that? How do you as a human being look at a spiky, smelly fruit and go, that looks delicious? No disrespect, no shade, that would have been a journey for whoever tried them for the first time, right? Wow, crazy, dude. It's nice. What Faye is doing really well here is she has one voice on one side, and then she, of course, has the other voice in a different rhythm on the other side. It's like double tracking, but there's like a reverberate, like an oscillation there, which is a fantastic decision there. It's very, it captures your attention. Oh, maybe that's a good point. That's a good point, Alvin. I think teenagers make questionable decisions when they run out of options, you know? I should know. Great shift and shuffle. Great shuffle with the drums, man. There's some interesting extensions going on here. I'm not typically a fan of this vocal style. I like the sweetness of the previous tracks. This is more kind of what I'm used to from a lot of the Western stuff I heard in like the late 90s, early 2000s. But I think that Faye is doing that style very well, to be fair. The kind of held long notes without a lot of ornamentation or something like that. That and then you know, that kind of stuff at the end. It's a way of doing things, man. Gooey and see that just puts me off. Gooey. With all due respect, whenever someone tells me something is gooey, I go back into my shell like a turtle. Gooey is just not an adjective I like. You know, with all due respect, it's kind of like moist. Moist and gooey are two words they get under my skin, man. I think it's because I think of certain things. Cranberries. Oh no! So the durian is a selfish fruit. It's one you eat when you want to make the person next to you miserable. Damn, dude. That's kind of like Monopoly, eh? It makes or breaks relationships and friendships. Cranberries are good though, Romeo. That word that she's saying there, I don't know. It's like an interesting harmony there that she's got going. It doesn't feel like it's emotionally resolving. Creamy. See, I'm just like I'm 31 years old, and whenever I think of cream, my brain just goes to all the wrong places, man. I'm sorry. I'm broken by the internet. I'm broken by life, man. Even water in refrigerator got smelly when durian is in there. Are you serious? How does water get the smelly smell? What is what? Oh. So, okay. Hypnosis. Hypnosis. Kui Mian. What do I think? I think that maybe the drums are meant to be like the pendulum going backwards and forwards. I think that the song kind of is like being a trance, unable to get out, and like your life is just continuing around you without you being unable to really do anything about it. That's the flow I got from this track here. It's like we're calling out as if we're trying to find something within ourselves through this introspection. Yeah, it's a wild time, man. Like, I think that, yeah, there are going to be tracks when we do this style of review where maybe the lyrics are worth reading, you know. But yeah, like we'll get there in time. My idea is that the song's basically about someone in a trance and they're getting led through life, maybe as if they are. Let me formulate this. Maybe they're inside a bubble and can't get out. That's my view of hypnosis. Thank you. Thank you for the donation. Thank you, Shinyida, for the donation. It's very generous. You're absolutely welcome. It's worth remembering that I also like Amazing Show. When I reviewed the last song from Amazing Show, I adored it. I'm looking forward to hearing more of what they have to put out. So it's going to be a great time. I'm looking forward to it too. We've got to do the top 5 first, but then eventually we can probably do an album of The Amazing Show, okay? Sounds good to me. Love Asian snacks. Maybe I should send a package of Asian snacks and let Logan review of him trying out. You know, oh, yeah, I've got to be really careful about committing to stuff because what happens is that I'm like, that's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. And then there's like 10. And then I overwhelm myself and I crash out. What? What are some cool foods that are good to eat alongside durians and moon cakes? Yeah, what are some cool foods to eat alongside durians and moon cakes? Let me know what you think. I'm keen to try them out. I can fund it. I can fund it. You know, as kind of like a way of maybe celebrating the holiday, you know? We could do like a once off, or maybe like we do a live stream and I try the food or something like that. Just as like a kind of maybe a Sunday thing or something like that, you know? Because that would I think there's just food that I want to try that I'm missing out on, and it's just you know, life is short. Why not take risks, you know, especially with durians. I have no idea what I'm getting myself into, but this is track number 4. Only love strangers. Only love strangers. Let's go, man. Let's do this. Oh no, there's still more. Oh, it continues. I stopped it because I heard the fade out. And I was like, oh. Yeah. To be honest, I felt like I was just kind of getting sucked into that song there. I can understand why people appreciate it, and I've already given it a love. So apparently it does get my seal of approval, so that's fine. Never eat durian with lamb or alcohol. Wow. Wow, you guys are talking in a completely... What? What's a salted egg yolk potato chips? What's an Irvin's? Ah. Thanks for your donation. Blue Dinner Box, thank you for that. Blue Dinner Box says, put a piece of durian in a box and your cat will thank you for buying a new litter box. Well, I mean, I'm sure Nushka, I'm sure that Nushka would appreciate it regardless, right? It's triple salty egg yellow with pineapple filling mooncakes. Gotta make sure it's ice skin. Wow. Y'all are talking about triple salty eggs. I am innately curious. Right. You have piqued my curiosity. For realsies. You have piqued my curiosity. To be fair though, what is an Irvin's? Just before we continue, what is an Irvin's? Oh, they're Irvin's. Oh, I'm in New Zealand. They do sell it in New Zealand. Oh, wow. Okay. Mini Express box. What? So you have to get them specifically delivered to you. Wow. Okay. Wow, dude. Wow. This is quite a lot to take in, man. 8 units? Sing post? So I have to get them specially imported into New Zealand. 8 USD. What? Why are they so expensive? What are they doing? Why are Irvin's chips so expensive? That's wild. Same. Nushka loves cardboard boxes. Nushka loves cardboard boxes, dude. Loves them to pieces, man. Let's just get to track number 4, okay? I think what I might do, and this is something I haven't done before, I'm being very careful about what I commit to though, is I think that just so that people don't get too irritated, like if we talk about Irvin's chips or durians, I might timestamp this review so that people can just find the song in it, you know? Okay, Alvin, I appreciate that. Thank you. Again, this is very different again, isn't it? Again, those flamenco vibes from track number 2 are coming back though. I kind of like that. I kind of dig that. 8 USD a pack for chips. That's a ripoff, man. $8 USD. Chips here are like $3 NZD a pack, which is like $2 USD. They better have gold flakes in them, right? It's so gentle though, man. It's such a gentle track. I'm liking the major shifts in the parallels within those harmonies on the guitar. It flips and loops around and resolves itself, and it's so satisfying. Oh, there's some electric keys in there as well, man. What doesn't this song have? Nice panning of the vocals on the far sides of the stereo field as well. Like, really clever stuff. It makes it sound nice. It makes it sound bigger than it is. Oh. Oh, they're addictive. Oh, what are we talking, like, crack cocaine levels of addiction? Or are we talking, like, social smoker level of addiction? Is that a little baby, like, laughing? Because that giggling is absolutely adorable, man. I want more of that in my life. Oh. MSG? I've forgotten why MSG is bad. Why is MSG bad? Is that a thing that's like is it like a physical health thing, like a mental, like does it mess with your head? Like, I've forgotten because I haven't had that in quite a while. Oh, the panning of the brass was sensational, dude. It's so subtle. Oh. Uncle Roger. He's like, I know who he is. But he's like the one YouTuber who I just never get around to watching his content. Should I go watch Uncle Roger? He seems pretty dope, eh? He's funny. Like, it's not the first time I've heard someone put their child into an album. And actually, I don't know if you're aware of this, but musicians love putting their kids into albums, man. It's because that's an important part of who they are, that expression, right? Okay. Sensational technique there on the strings. Oh, okay. Oh, that very, very, very mild crescendo there going on with those electric keys, man. It's just, I live for it, man. There's like, how do I describe this? There is a great amount of dynamic range in the sense that there's not too much of it and not too little. It gets quiet, but you can tell it's been commercially released. It's the perceived loud. It's like next level studio production, really. It's a great song, and yeah, I agree. It's very fun, and I didn't realize. See, that's the thing. Like, you can never know if someone's like exaggerating their accent or not. Primarily because I'm like, you know, I'm not gonna say that someone is. You know, that's really not for me to say, but yeah. Just because if I was to say that someone was exaggerating their accent when they weren't, that would obviously, you know, that wouldn't be ideal, you know. This kind of sounds like you're in like a tropical island just getting away with like a band near you kind of accenting the mood a little bit. She's got a great way of carving up these aesthetics in a way that's a lot less aggressive than Jay Chou's stuff, and I kind of... This could be a hot take. I think I'm kind of... I'm as happy as I am with Faye Wong stuff as I am with Jay Chou's earlier stuff, let's put it that way. For realsies. Only Love Strangers. What do I think Only Love Strangers is about? If that is the direct translation of it. Only Love Strangers. That's a tricky one for me. I can't hear the stranger part of it. I mean, like, she's got her kid in it. So it's sort of like, is the kid a stranger? Because that's her kid. Is it that maybe they're meant to have fun and be less sort of like intense with each other and everyone's just having a good time? Is that it? I don't know how to describe it, man. It's an interesting vibe that I get from this place. You know, you got the brass, the strings, the synth and the keys and the bass and the drums. There's a lot going on in the overall arrangement. I'm not quite sure how that ties into Only Love Strangers, but it's still okay. I can kind of hear a little bit of romanticism behind it. I'm just not sure if I'm thoroughly convinced by it. Fantastic track, though. Track 5, 100 Years of Solitude. Let's go. Let's continue, man. This could potentially not be as positive as the previous one, although we will find out. Apparently, it's very popular, though. This is the... Do you guys see something kind of insane? Do you guys see how this has got 4,155,000 views? And I don't know if you can see this, but the 11th track has also got 4,155,000 views. These two tracks, 5 and 11, have got the exact same amount of plays. 5 and 11. Great choice here. I would argue that when you compare it to Jay Chou's earlier stuff, simply because I heard the comparison here, there is a bit more attention to the soundscape here, like these reverberations like waka waka waka, you know, back here, the little subtle things. It seems a little bit more three-dimensional because of that. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, I know you guys have been telling me this. I hear you. I'm a slow learner. I'm a slow learner, guys. I get there eventually, though. There's a little bit more of a sensual performance going on here. I like the opaqueness of it. That's a hot take, but also a fair one. Like, cheers, JCO116. I feel you. Hey, hey! I know why this is good. Woo! Okay, no. We're gonna take a step back. It's not just because it has guitar in it. It set itself up so well for it. Hear me out, okay? You have just this emptiness, this like presence there. It's ominous, this tension. But then the guitars come in, and instantly we're using the complexity of the previous arrangements and the songwriting expertise and prowess to do stuff where we go, bah, bah, you know, we go raise it a half step further just to be like, oh, a tritone. What is this? It's still kind of as relatively edgy as some of the darker stuff we've heard previously from Faye Wong, which, considering what we've had so far, I am hella impressed by this. I at the same, like, considering that this is also like 1999, which was kind of getting, 1999 was the start of the new metal movement, and it was the end of the grunge movement. You know, and it was a nice place to put this track in. I think that may have been part of why it was successful, because a lot of music that was beloved at that point was kind of styled like this. It's like a filthy, grungy kind of sound to it, and I adore it. And her voice kind of reminds me how it sounded in the first track. And those effortless, incredible, full vibratos are just stunning, man. You could take a ride on those and bounce for days. I think, like, in regards to the actual effort and songwriting and like... At the same time, my brain is like, given the time it was released, this is still a bit edgy and alternative and experimental though, eh? The little wah, you know, on the sides there, it's just the soundscape, man. It's the ambience. It elevates it. It's you didn't need it, but she's just managed to find a special place to put that, and it's really impressive. Like, I'd say Jay Chou and Faye Wong are equal, man. And I know that, like, it's just because that's my reference point with the amount of work I've done. I know it's just you know, actually I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop comparing musicians because it's not fair. They're all amazing in their own ways, you know. Oh, those intervals are stunning though, man. And it's the bass as well. Like, I don't know what she's done with that bass, but that bass just kind of sits there and it wants to sort of fight you. And I like the fact that that bass has got a bit of fight in it. It's got a bit of angst in it. It kind of want to wrestle you to ground and choke you out. And those fourth intervals. Yeah, those are fourths. I totally got it. I called that they were fourths. That bum bum. You know, that's such a cool idea for the tail end of a first chorus stanza. Really impressed. Definitely a like for me here. Oh yeah, that sort of harmonic melodic minor going on here with those strings is absolutely dreamlike. That kind of Arabic like kind of Night of the 40 Thieves kind of vibe there. I dig it. I wasn't expecting it to come in here, but it's a clever take. It's a fresh texture. It elevates it. Thanks for subscribing, Lucas, fan. This is likely my Faye Wong album, one of the best Chinese pop albums during those years. Yeah, well, my understanding, I do hear Elephants Romeo. I hear them on the right. They're the wee, you know, those sounds there that are kind of faint, but they're still kind of dope, you know? Ah, sup, Jacob? How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Nice to see you too, dude. It's good to be reviewing some Faye Wong today. I think, yeah, I think Wikipedia said this is like one of the biggest albums of its time within its space, you know. You're repeating this outro, but I'm not mad about it. I'm in a fairly chill mood. Great finish. It is a longer track again, 5. Oh, those whoops on the side, dude. Is there like an additional string? It's me had like the dung 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 dung. There's like an additional string part there that I can hear that's kind of well glued in there, but it adds a bit of extra oomph and sort of kick to it. And I agree, Lucid fan. Absolutely. I feel you on that. Great song. What do I think this track is about? This song is bussing. It is, Elvin. It is absolutely bussing. I feel like such a boomer though. You're gonna have to tell me what does bussing mean? What does bussing mean? I'm curious. 100 Years of Solitude. Okay, I think this track kind of makes me imagine someone being inside their cage, trying to sort of cope with the world around them, kind of in a sense of tension. Maybe they know the world outside is dangerous, so they're taking the risk by trying to escape. Maybe they're in 100 Years of Solitude because of what they've done, and that this is the end of their journey. Oh, cool, thank you. Okay. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Now I can say that to the Zoomers that I teach, and they can be like, oh, okay, it's bussin'. It's bussin'. I just got to make sure I use it in the right way, though, because if they don't, they'll never let you forget it. You thought bussing meant something else. You're old. But thank you very much, everyone. Yeah, I think 100 Years of Solitude is you know, Faye Wong looking at out from inside and kind of telling a story about that. We got Butterfly next, track number 6. Oh, this is kind of pretty. This is so bus. I love coffee. Coffee is bus. That coffee is bussing, man. That coffee. The irony is that nobody wants to take the bus. At least not where I live. The buses smell kind of weird, eh? Oh, this is a pretty lead line. Sorry, I feel like I need to go back a little bit. I want to appreciate that. I want to vibe with that for a moment. Are those strings or synths or guitars? Oh, that's phenomenal, man. One of the most colorful, beautiful intros I've heard to a song. Oh, her voice is just floating there. It's exceptional. Oh? There's a light little whoop, 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 that I can hear. It's those sub layers, man. They mean everything. Okay, alright, I can get behind this. Guitar and the drums. So this is butterflies or something like that. Am I hearing the butterflies? Again, this is some of the best production I've heard from an album of this era, man. It's just so tight. Whoever did the mastering on this is an absolute champ and needs a raise. Oh, that lead line is just phenomenal. Yeah, I would agree with that, Alvin. I think that this still stands strong today. I think this stuff stands up today. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. People for a long time have been telling me to review Faye Wong stuff because they understood that I'd enjoy it and it would be beyond what we heard within the top 5 Spotify, and now I'm pleased to say I'm doing it. And I do not regret listening through this album. It's a fantastic album, to be fair, you know? The strings flutter, man. The voice is so soothing and soft. The guitar, the strings. Actually, no, I need to take that back. There is no guitar, there's strings. No, there is guitar, it's just very light. I don't know how they managed to get this to all fit together so succulently. It's magic. Oh, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like this part. I feel like we're kind of forcing an extra chorus in when we don't necessarily need it. Because all these songs are really low. It's almost like we're allergic to having a 3-minute track. Nice work finishing with that add 9 chord, but I don't necessarily think this is one of our strongest stuff of this album. Yeah, I just feel like we kind of dropped the ball on this one a little bit. I don't think it's a bad song. Don't get me wrong. I think like intrinsically the parts meld together well. There is enough to keep most people engaged. I'm just kind of feeling like a little bit greedy after the previous track we listened through. I just felt like the previous track, there was stuff at every point of the song. We didn't just kind of have the second chorus just sit there just for the sake of having a second chorus. It was very comfortable. Really? No. That's true, but like also, come on. We don't. It's sad, man. It is. Yep, Spotify. I honestly, like, I've done 1,000 reviews at this point. I'm not joking, literally over 1,000. And I feel so bad for musicians who are starting out and they're like, oh, I made a 5-minute song and they spent money to get it produced, recorded, mixed, and mastered. They worked their asses off getting the perfect recording and performance. And you just get most people look at that and think, man, I don't have that amount of time. What if I don't like it? And so they won't listen to it. It's really brutal. I've listened to some incredible long-form stuff. But yeah, that's not what we're listening to today. We were listening to this track, which was, what was this track? It was Butterfly, Hugh Da. Do I think, how did this track sound with butterflies? I don't know, some of the little flutter kind of stuff. Maybe that's butterflies going around your head. Outside of that, I couldn't really connect the sound of the song with the name, if that makes sense. It might have been cool to maybe have like some nature sounds, and I know this is maybe super generic and super cheesy. Have some like nature sounds or something, just like give the audience the impression, the understanding that they are outside, being around butterflies, or if it's like a metaphorical thing, talking about like being nervous around someone, you know. I get it, maybe someone gives you butterflies, right? Or maybe you're spreading your wing to be a better person or something like that. I can kind of hear that little bit of it, but again, I just don't think that the development was as strong as some of the previous tracks. We had the instruments there, but we could have potentially had like more layers over like the last chorus or something like that, just to kind of freshen it up or a change in the pace of it. Maybe we could have gone up in the vocal range or the octave range or something like that. But that's okay, you know. We've got an ephemeral cloud today, track number 7. An ephemeral cloud. What is an ephemeral cloud? Ephemeral cloud. Ephemeral. cloud. What is that? Ephemeral. Lasting for a very short time. Ephemeral is lasting for a very short time. Okay. A short cloud. Oh, this piano work is absolutely stunning. This is interesting, a little bit more engaging to me, primarily because of these extensions and the jazz harmonies and stuff like that. Oh, unpredictable chord. Oh. Okay. This gets a like from me immediately. I love the 6th and 7th and stuff like that here. Evanescence, interesting. By the way, fun fact about... It's pretty to enjoy the first song, QAQ. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think I've vehemently disliked any tracks today. Oh, it symbolizes something that passes really fast, like romantic relationship. Evanescence, by the way, in case anyone is wondering, the band from the mid-2000s is like trending on the iTunes playlist, on the iList charts, because they're doing a gig with Korn. And that's awesome. I've seen Evanescence play. Evanescence are a fantastic band. I think Amy was having some issues when I saw her play, though the vocals were good. Maybe not as good as they might have been other times, but they were still good. Got some harps in there doing some power polyrhythms. This is where we start to get into that real experimentation, that alt kind of stuff. Not necessarily avant-garde. Oh yeah, anyone over in the States at the moment is just getting spoiled with bands, man. A lot of these alt-rock, alt-metal, kind of new metal bands are starting to get back together and re-release stuff because the dubstep movement and the folk indie kind of reaction to that is kind of over. Again, I love the complexity of the arrangement, the intricate little piano instrumental performances there. It's not easy to play those parts on those separate instruments, and it's like Faye has just decided to throw the bath out with the bath water and just really just hammer that home, hammer that complexity. Like, I said complexity 3 times. Let's take a moment to process this. This seems like she's flexing her songwriting skills a bit more. Something a little bit more nuanced and academic, if that makes sense. Yeah, I like Amy Lee's voice, Andres. I had a crush on Amy Lee when I was a teenager. Like, don't judge me, you know. I was that emo kid back then. Still kind of like that now, except I got a haircut. Thank you, Alvin. Yeah, thanks, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna try and stay in good spirits. It's just about self-care, right? It's just about taking care of yourself and making sure that you just vibe. Just enjoy the vibes, man. I keep having coffee in this. I'm surprised I haven't run out of coffee yet, you know? I'm surprised the coffee hasn't run out. Like, I love how she's harmonizing with that piano line there. And I love how in the second half she's introducing some additional pan guitar parts or like ornamentation on the right hand. Interesting choice there to finish on that. Nice call and response between the vocals and the guitars. It's a very resonant synth there. I'm not entirely sure if I agree with the loudness of it, but yeah, it's okay. Faye Wong's okay with it, and this is a top-selling album, so it's kind of like, it's Thank you for subscribing. Thank you. Hang on. I gotta make sure that like I'm not sure who that was. I may be wrong. Hang on, if I go to Deep L, who do we have? Where did Deep L go? Deep L. Thank you, Deep L. Shish. Come on. Shin Yu. Thank you, Shin Yu, for subscribing. If I did have the right person. I appreciate it. We do usually have live streams on Saturdays, and I'm back. We'll do a top. No, we've got Jay Chow next weekend. We've got the album number 8 for Jay Chow next weekend, and then we've got a top 5 of those bands we talked about earlier. Lots to do. Yeah, I'm still not totally okay with that synth on their left side. I know I'm kind of going over it, but it's such a neutral element that it kind of sticks out like a thumb. But then also, it's not like it was glued in properly, though. The production is just so tight that I assume it was done on purpose. It was kind of like you were walking through a wood and that it was very sleepy. You didn't necessarily know if you wanted to get up. I would say, though, an ephemeral cloud, I can imagine that. I can imagine being inside a cloud and kind of being unsure and uncertain about the world around you and where it's going to go. I can imagine that. This track kind of does sound like someone's confused and uncertain and working it out. And I liked the fact that almost like with the way that the main motif continued as Faye Wong sung with those occasional overdubs. You had those little sort of distractions on the side, those little extra instruments, kind of like to sort of make you imagine that you're actually walking through a forest or something like that with the weather like that. Clever stuff, man. Track number 8. What do we have next? After the beep. Please leave a tone after the beep. Beep. More of that automated sweeping stuff going on with those synths and guitar parts. Oh. Is that an 808? Oh, Faye, you've been spoiling us today, dude. Wow, really? Her agent friend wrote her this song after a breakup. Do they get royalties off? Did they get royalties off of that? I'm being half serious, man. I think that they deserve a little bit of clapback for that. That's all good. Thank you, Alvin. This it's interesting with the drums. There's lots of ghost notes in there, lots of little snare hits, and it's kind of pretty because of that. It's like little tap pitter patters, you know. Now, is that a Suona or something else? There's like Urhus and Suonas and Peepers. And wait, I gotta check. So Suona. No, Urhu. It's an Urhu. No, yeah, it is. Is that an Urhu? I hope it's an Urhu. The yeah. There's also a Gujing, a Peepa, a Gujing, an Urhu, and a Sawona. Oh, great slap back echo on their guitar line there. It's kind of like being in a dream, like in a waiting room in a dream, I suppose, if that makes any sense at all. Oh, fantastic dynamic range to this, man. The legato passages into these are sensational. Boom, da, boom, 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 bam. You know, Faye Wong really knows how to get the most out of instruments that she works in. A theremin! I didn't even get any of them. None of them were the thing that I wanted. No, I lost. It could be an electric violin. I don't know anymore. Oh, buddy. Damn. So gay. We'll get there eventually, right? We'll get there eventually. It's chill. This music is so peaceful though, guys. Her voice is so sweet. Dude, I would love it if Faye Wong sung to me, man. Who wouldn't want someone like Faye Wong to just sing you to sweetly to sleep, man? It's so soothing and luring, you know. These sort of like jazzy, dreamscape-ish kind of stuff going on. What are we getting ourselves into? This is very different. Ah, a little bit of tension, a little bit of drop there. The brats. I love how round that bass is with the guitar just sitting and tapping along on top, man. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, shredders. First of all, just while I'm here, thank you to everyone for coming along to this live stream of Faye Wong's, I'm sorry, Lovers and, what was it, Lovers and Strangers. Only Love Strangers. Thank you for coming along to this review so far. Hopefully you guys have had a great time. After the beep, you know, when I listen to the song, I hear it and I think, okay, yeah, I can imagine it's someone waiting on a callback. Like they've left a voicemail and they're like, oh, I wonder if they will respond. You know, I wonder if they will actually want to talk to me. I wonder if there's anything beyond that. If I'm reaching out, is that the problem or the solution? That's my interpretation of it. And I think it's like something like they're doing like late at night. You know, maybe they're thinking that person in bed and they can't. Because remember, this was the 90s. You know, there was the year before we thought that the bananas were all going to die and computers were going to stop. We rang. I was alive then. I was alive before we had Facebook Messenger and TikToks, you know. Shit, man. It's crazy. I talk to kids. I teach kids as a music teacher. They have no idea what it's like to not have a cell phone or not have TikTok or any of that. They just cannot imagine dial-up. They can't imagine dial-up having to like wait for someone to stop using the phone to use the internet. They can't imagine it. There's just nothing in their skulls which makes that make sense. And seeing their trepidation is just the best thing. But then that's what that, anyways, aside from that tangent, I digress. That was after the beep. We've now got Overthrown, track number 9. Ah. Thanks for your donation. Thank you, Alvin. Alvin Quo. Thank you very much. That actually means a lot. I'd like to do more YouTube stuff, and when people donate to the channel, it allows me to do that. Genuinely, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think people seem to have had a pretty good time with this review so far. It's been nice to talk about that stuff. I think you're going to need to tell me more about the mooncakes, though, you know? Much less patience today. I remember spending my childhood figuring out VHS and how to crack things on the internet. Dude! Oh, that's cool. That's dope. What did you crack on the internet? Oh yeah, we've got track 9 though. What did you crack on the internet? I think that's a fair question, eh? This is titled Overthrown, as I mentioned before. Let's continue. Oh, instantly different. Bit of chorus on there. Give me more of that. Oh. Those jazzy harmonies, man. Those arpeggios, those broken chords. Oh, phenomenal panning there. I want to, first of all, talk about something that was absolutely sensational there. What I really appreciated about the decision with the guitars and how they were recorded and produced there was that you had like the lower notes on the left and then the higher notes on the right. And the reason that's cool is because that's a deliberate decision to kind of make the guitars sound like the left and the right hands of the piano. It's absolutely sensational, man. Great way of flipping that on its head, you know? Fantastic reverb chain on that. Yeah, great little adjustment there with the tail there. It's cool, you know. Similar approach with the vocal melodies, but that's okay. They're still engaging. Ah, I feel you, dude. So we're continuing with this kind of style. That's cool. There's a slight difference with the way her vocals have been done in here that I kind of enjoy. There's a sense of like, there's a shine and a shimmer to them that I think is really special. It helps it to stand out amongst the rest of the elements without being too sort of brittle, you know. Oh, hang on. Hi, yeah, hi. All right. Yeah, I'll fix that tomorrow. I can just put a thing over the video and resend it for you to watch without it being blocked. Sorry about that. It's been a rough few days. Yeah, so just to clarify, when I do SP Patreon videos or something like that, sometimes they get blocked in certain parts of the world, so they might not be available everywhere or they're partially blocked. So this is something that Shin Yida has told me about that. What I can do is, if you get sent a video as part of an SP Patreon thing, let me know if you can't see it on YouTube, Because then what I can do is I can re-upload it as like a private thing or something like that with the image there so that YouTube doesn't copyright block it. And that means that you'll be able to watch the video with the subtitles, okay? So yeah, that's okay. We can fix that though, okay? Because I actually think yeah. That's totally fine. It will get sorted, okay? Thank you for reminding me about that. I appreciate it. And it's cool that you learned how to code, Alvin. That's dope, man. Good job. Yeah. It can be fixed. Yeah, but don't worry. No, but seriously though. Thank you. But don't worry. It's like just a 15-minute fix and you'll be. I'll message you tomorrow about it. Thanks. Yeah, thanks for your patience. It'll be all good though. We'll make it work. Yeah. I like to make sure that people can watch the reviews and stuff like that. It bothers me when people can't. But YouTube doesn't always tell me when it's been blocked. So it's like, yeah. It only tells me when there's like a worldwide block, you know what I mean? Yeah, these little flashes of synth and guitar work on the sides is really kind of stunning. It's nice to simplify the theme and the accompaniment behind Faye in these sections. Oh, great rise there. Great choice. That little flutter of the vibrato at the end, that little tail is clever stuff, man. The breathiness there, the dynamic range on that vocal recording is beautiful. Oh, again? It's okay. We can do it again. What a finish though! What a finish though, dude. Is it like for realsies? Can we just talk about this song for a second? I think this is probably my favorite off of the album. I just kind of appreciate how it's the antithesis of the intensity I typically get with a lot of the stuff that I listen to. I don't know what you guys know about me, but I'm typically the kind of dude who's like all or nothing, right? I either need the most intense stimulation I can get, or I need it to be super chill and super like intense and intimate. And Alvin quotes his guitar harmonics. Yeah, exactly. The harmonics are so phenomenal, and it's just such a well-written track. Her voice suits this type of music incredibly well. And the additional layers of those guitar parts, it just seems a little bit. It resonates with me a bit more for some reason than some of like the I don't know, the kind of flamenco parts earlier on. I'm not quite sure why that is. I sort of associate it with different things. What was this track called? It was called Overthrown. Okay, so I think that I think that this track basically is I think it's about someone who is accepting. Actually, I don't know, because Overthrown usually sounds like such a violent kind of brutal thing, right? But at the same time, my brain is like, maybe it's just someone who's accepted that maybe they are powerless in this situation or that they are overwhelmed. And in a sense, I'm kind of sad about that a little bit because it's almost like, you know, but she sounds like she's sweet and caring and sensitive about it. Maybe it's kind of what they needed in the end was just to let down their walls and show a bit of vulnerability, you know? I guess that could be the case. It's interesting. I'm going to be thinking about Overthrown for a while. I like it a lot. I think that yeah, it's definitely my favorite, but I also really liked track number 5 as well. But it's nice. It's not necessarily a bad thing to have more than one track that you really enjoy off of an album. Kind of sad if you review an album and you don't really like any of the tracks. But the last sort of quote unquote unique track today, because 11 and 12 are Cantonese versions of tracks 5 and 6 respectively. Only track 12 has a different musical arrangement, so we will probably listen to track 12 because it has a different musical arrangement, but we probably won't listen to track 11 again, primarily because I'm not really having as much of a focus on lyrics today anyways, if that makes sense. It's not that I have an issue with listening to the Cantonese version. It's just I also have a time crutch because I've only got 20 minutes. You know what I mean? It's all good. So yeah, we're going to listen through track 10 now, Spectacular. And then we'll listen through track 12 just for the difference in the musical arrangement, I suppose. And then we'll just go from there, okay? Okay, this is kind of upbeat. It's also the least listened to track on the album, which is kind of weird. I mean, there has to be one, I suppose, doesn't there? But still. I wonder why she wrote this. It's because it's got guitars in it. That's why. She's ahead of her time, man. She's ahead of her time. I heard plenty of this stuff in the mid-2000s. Like some of the alt rock that was going on there with those chord note grooves. Some of the J-rock in the 2010s had stuff like this, like LS9 and stuff like that. She was ahead of her time, man. A visionary, if I say so myself. Oh, dude, the squealers on the side are great. The intense panning on the sides, dude. That stereo widening game is strong in this one, man. It's so weird having it right beside my eardrums. Oh, really? Songs for the Coca-Cola advertisement. Nice. I think Coca-Cola made a good choice. Oh. It's a shame because there's so much interesting stuff with the little whittlies of the synths and stuff like that and the cool vocal melodies and the tones and textures of them as well. It's really engaging, man. I'm pumping, man. Hey guys, you ready for this? This track is bussing. Am I right? Yeah? Did I get it? It's bussing. It's got that late 90s vibe to the vocals there with the alt rock stuff. She really suits this type of genre of music. It's not as aggressive with the percussion as you get with a lot of EDM nowadays, but like, it's still really good. Ooh. Having that fade out and now dropping boom, 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 boom. great vocal chops there as well. Dude, this is a banger, man. Unironically. I am also hungry. Now you guys are reminding me that it's near dinner time. Usually I finish these live streams and get some food. I am going to be going and watching rugby with my mother because we're going to have food and she's going to yell at the TV and I'm going to support her. It's banging track, man. Absolutely, man. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great track to finish the album with, man. No complaints. I'm boop, boop, boop. We're doing so well with this, man. I just love how chilled out her voice is. You can kind of imagine Faye. You can kind of imagine Faye bipping and a bopping around the studio, singing along over these guitars, bass, and drums and widdly stuff. I like the intensity and the kind of the crunchiness of that guitar tone as well. Sexy little guitar melody on top. Just cooler response for these, man. Hey, nice panning there. Oh, it's going around the headphones. That's trippy as hell, man. Oh. Ooh. Hopefully Coca-Cola felt like they got their money's worth out of that. Oh, I can imagine that would have been dope drinking Coca-Cola along to that. I'd rather it over, like, I don't know, some of the hip-hop and rap and stuff we have nowadays. You know, I just... You know, like, actually, just to be fair, I don't think I've watched a Coca-Cola ad in a very long time. In fact, I don't even know if I've drunk Coca-Cola in a very, very long time. What does Coca-Cola taste like? What is Coca-Cola even, man? I have so many questions. Is Coca-Cola Pepsi better than Pepsi? That's a good question. Is Coca-Cola better than Pepsi? I think that's a good question. For anyone who's wondering, who has ever wanted proof of which is the voice. But look, we got Spectacular. Do I think that this track represented being spectacular to me? I think that the song was inherently upbeat and charismatic and charming and engaging. And I think that, in a sense, it did kind of sound like our celebration. I cannot imagine Faye Wong really committing to the bit where, like, it's super happy and pumpy, like, kind of like hyper energetic. I can't imagine Faye Wong having that vibe. I think this is the closest we're going to get to a really upbeat, funky track from Faye, at least in this album. You know, because when we've had positive stuff, it's typically been really chill. She's just got that aesthetic to her, and I dig that. I think it's a good balance between her own authenticity as a musician, songwriter, and composer, you know, combined with the situation that we have with what Coca-Cola would have needed from a track like this. So yeah, I think that it is talking about it being spectacular. Spectacular is a bit of a strong word for Coca-Cola, though. I don't know if I've ever drunk Coca-Cola and thought, damn, that was spectacular. I've sometimes thought it's spectacularly bad for my teeth. But that came later on when I used to drink Coke with bourbon. And that's a story for another day. But we're going to listen through the last track for today. Track 12, remembering that 11, according to Wikipedia, tracks 11 and 12, as I have been told, are Cantonese versions of tracks 5 and 6. Only track 12 has a different musical arrangement. So we're going to listen through Postman from start till finish, hear what we think. Let's go. Different arrangement musically, so it's fine. It sounds a little bit fresh and a little bit more industrial, man. Very subtle drums behind there, though. People have asked me if I can tell the differences between the languages, and I can hear a difference. But it'd be difficult for me to describe what the exact differences are. Wow. That's a spicy take, Shenyida, but I feel you on that. Pepsi does have good packaging. It does. Pepsi has really cool colors. Oh yeah, that synth is so fresh, man. It's gorgeous, dude. Yeah, man, give me that. Give me that. Add to my liked songs. No, I'm so sorry. Where did we go? What happened? What happened? Why did it do that? Silly Spotify, I didn't press the play button. Really smooth transition back into that verse though, man. Not gonna lie. Sometimes I'm bothered by a lack of a snare drum in a mix. Even if I know that there's filtered kits and I know there's secretly a snare in there, my brain goes, but there's not a plucky snare drum in there. But you can't always have what you want, right? Like there's a thuddy MIDI kind of snare in there, but there's not a, that doesn't pop, doesn't plosive. I like the fact that they changed things up for the second version, eh? Wow. Wow. No, for realsies, man. That is some love for a corporation getting their logo tattooed on his arm. Wow. Wow. What do you think about that? That's kind of fascinating, isn't it? I'm also wondering what that drum kit actually is. I assume it's a sample drum kit, like they're using a beat machine or something like that. Oh, it's very trippy, isn't it? They let you kind of add these like synths and drums and sort of harps. It glitters and kind of slithers around, doesn't it? And we got that slow fade out. Oh, crazy, dude. Wow, what a track, man. I mean, I'm assuming it's about the same stuff that we talked about previously in regards to what the song was about. You know, Butterfly. Again, this is called Postman. This is exactly why we have issues as people looking through translations, because you look at Butterfly and then it's meant to be the same track, but that's Postman. But then that's not the case. I don't know, I'm confused. But look, basically, this is my review of this album in its entirety. We have reviewed this album from Faye Wong, which is titled Lovers and Strangers, or Only Love Strangers. What do we think about this? Because this is the conclusion section. That's fantastic. Who have we got here, actually? I need to say hello to who we've got here. Who's this? Who we got? Yang Xin. Sup, Yang Xin. Many great singers in the 90s mastered both Cantonese and Mandarin, like Sandy Lam, Faye, Joaquin Chow, and Jackie Chung. Chung? Well, one of those. That's dope. That's cool. I like when people can sing in different languages. I would love to be able to sing in Maori. But I think, to be fair, because Maori is the Aboriginal language of New Zealand. To be fair, though, I think that I would need to learn how to sing before I did that. So that's maybe something I need to do. But I love that people can sort of are bilingual or multilingual like that. I think it's dope. I think it's really cool. Yeah. I don't know enough about the languages to be able to discern like when you'd sing with what language, but you know, it's great. It's great vibes. This here, you know, Lovers and Strangers. I can understand. I mean, because Wikipedia says after the release of Lovers and Strangers, Guinness World Records declared Faye Wong the best-selling female cantopop artist of all time. So that's a pretty bold claim from Guinness World Records. The album sold more than 800,000 copies and reached #1 in the album charts in Hong Kong, China, Taiwan, Singapore, and Malaysia. Beautiful. I can understand why it was so popular. I think the stories that were discussed in here that we talked about throughout, ones that a lot of people could relate to. You know, I think that ones like the Ephemeral Cloud, for example, where it was talking about like short love affairs, you know, that's the thing as well. Even the track, what was the track 10? What was that called? It was called Spectacular. Even the advert for Coca-Cola was something where people can go, yeah, even if it's a Coca-Cola advert, I understand why it's being done and I can consider it spectacular, you know, like we want to get upbeat with that, and especially considering it was the late 90s, you know, people needed something to be excited about. You know, I've been pretty, again, it wasn't a bad decade, but like, again, going into the end of the world with the computer stuff. Yeah. The stories were compelling. Faye Wong's vocals are absolutely stellar. Again, I want to listen to more of Faye Wong, and that's why I'm glad that we talked about doing more than one album, but I also think that we might need to do another one of Faye's in 2023 at the least. Although once we've done all the Jay Chow albums, we'll be able to do 2 albums from different musicians per month, so that'll be great. So we'll kind of get through the list twice as quickly. I'll try to also do my personal album reviews as like vinyl reviews, which will be like more sort of like centered videos as well. I also enjoyed what was going on. You know, if I make myself big for this end part, I enjoyed what was going on with the structuring of the various tracks. Most of the time they had like that verse, chorus kind of vibe with some solo sections there. The tracks that did have the solo sections seemed to typically be a little bit stronger for whatever reason. But at the same time, I think we understood the importance of sort of decorating and ornamenting these tracks to make them sound kind of spectacular throughout. Fair enough. And again, I know that there are going to be people that disagree with this being like her best one, and I can't say it is because I haven't listened to all of them. There are so many phenomenal musicians that I can't commit to doing more than one of Faye's albums this year. But I'm glad I had the opportunity to, because I think hopefully people who have watched the top 5 Spotify of Faye Wong that I did will understand now that I've at least watched more of her stuff and seen it in context. Do I have a favorite track off the album? I suppose I think track number 5 or track number 9. So my favorites are split between Overthrown and 100 Years of Solitude. I think they're both great, really strong songs, but at the same time, I mean, the instrumental performances, the sampling of different various parts, the arrangements, harmonies, and melodies, and the change in the rhythm, and also the soundscape and the one with the production was so strong in this. I think I think there was one track where I was like, it was okay. Most of the others were just damn near transcendent, especially for the time. It encourages me to listen to more of his stuff. The production, mixing, mastering was that of a major label, commercial grade, no complaints. I suppose that's effectively the conclusion, my review of Faye Wong's, my goodness, my memory, dude. Lovers and Strangers. This is Faye Wong's album, Lovers and Strangers. Hopefully you enjoy this album review. Hopefully I wasn't too far off with my guesses about what these tracks are about. If you did enjoy this album review, please do go show Faye Wong some love via her various social medias. And thank you. Take care, Andreas, man. You take care. Stay cool and stay safe, and please remember to support local musicians and artists at this point in time, as either help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next live stream. Again, I think next week we've got J. Charles' album number 8. We'll also have the SP Patrons Fan-Request Livestream. Just a gentle reminder that maybe don't sign up for the Patreon this week, because I've got a lot of work to do on that. But next week, if you want custom monthly music reviews, I'll leave all the links, the links in the description. Sup, Jay? You kind of missed the entire live stream, my man, but that's fine. I didn't schedule it, so it's fine. Have a fantastic weekend. I'll catch you next time. Spiderhands out. 3, 2, 1.